first of all, what we have to do is a little bit of revision. We want to think about the structural, that is the anatomical locus or position of glaucomatous damage. And I'm just going to leave that picture on the screen for a moment. You can all make your own mind up at what you're looking at there. We're going to do a brief review of retinal anatomy, especially the retinal ganglion cell and the retinal nerve fiber layer, and a reminder of where glaucomatous damage occurs that you might see on a fundus photograph. So thinking about the anatomy, we're all familiar with this picture that is stylized out of many textbooks showing the horizontal raphe, showing the papillomacular bundle and the arcuate projections of the nerve fiber layer. But we have to ask a question. Are all the fovea, are they level with the optic disc? And is the horizontal raphe truly horizontal? And the simple answer is no, the fovea is not always level with the disc. And this is a representation from a paper that looked at a whole series of fundus images undertaken by Choi et al. And this looked at the foveal position relative to the disc. And it basically said that the average disc to fovea angle was something between 6 degrees plus or minus 3.48, so ranging from -1 to 14. So quite a degree of difference. And that was amongst relatively low myopes. It wasn't amongst people with significant staphyloma. So this results in a nerve fiber layer asymmetry, vertical to horizontal. So if you draw a horizontal line across from the fovea, which is typically where our visual field plots are drawn, the raphe may not be exactly horizontal. So let's think about the familiar disc picture. And here's the same optic disc I've been showing you through the earlier parts of the presentation. This is the typical alignment of the nerve fiber layer, the ganglion cells, inner, outer plexiform, etc. And these are the layers that are obviously seen in some detail in OCT. But it has to be said that not all optic discs look like that. They don't all look dead straight and dead square. And in many, there is an angled insertion. You often get myopic crescents because of staphylomatous effects and the angles that the nerve enters the globe of the eye. So here's a couple of pictures taken of a dog's bowl. And if you look directly at the dog's bowl in picture top left, you see it as a circle with a very even shape to the rim. But if you look at different angles and tilts, the rim thickness changes. And of course, it's the rim thickness we're trying to estimate when we're looking at things like cup to disc ratios. And that significantly affects both our ability to observe on the optic nerve, but also it affects normative data, because you have to make sure that particularly an OCT machine, is pulling that data from a normative database that is reflective of the population. We need to relate it to the disc shape and size. And this is why in many instances in OCT scanning in suspect glaucoma, we're tending not to use the optic disc scan. We're tending to use more the macula, which is very often a vertical beam scan.